Yeah, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Nehemiah, aka Neo, and today we're going to be elaborating on what I think is the best team in the NBA right now. Now, there's one other update that I want to give you guys, and that's the top 20. Right now, I'm probably just gonna scrap it for right now. I'm probably gonna give a top 20 when we're like 20 games into the season, because I think that I've just been a lot busy with a couple other stuffs. But let's just get into it. So right now, we are going to be talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Milwaukee Bucks, and overall what I think about this team. So currently they only won games. They are the only team that has won every single game that they've had, and they are probably one of the teams that I think a lot of people are going to have as champions. Now we're looking at Giannis Antetokounmpo right now, averaging some amazing stats. I'm not sure if this is going to keep up, but man, if he comes back with this for the rest of the year, bro, just lock up numbers 3, bro, because it might as well make it unanimous at this point too, because there's just no other team in the NBA that just putting up the amount of stats the Milwaukee Bucks are. But first off, let's just talk about the Milwaukee Bucks in general. So first off, I'm going to talk about how they're number 2 in blocks. Now, I'm not sure who's number 1, but that team got to be averaging like 9-10 blocks. Like, there's no way that they are the second. Also, they're one of the best defensive teams. They're averaging the most point, or they're averaging the best percentage from efficient field goal percentage from their opponent, which means that they are causing their opponent to miss more shots than they regularly would. Also, there's a good chance I'm probably going to show some film in this video too. So yeah. Second off, we have a guy like Brook Lopez. He's averaging 3.6 blocks, and honestly, he is the very clear defensive player of the year. And even then, we have a guy like Jrue Holiday who's even averaging 1 block, which is kind of crazy, and he's still averaging 2 steals. Like, come on, bro. Now, if you would ask me why this team has been so good, they're the best defensive rated team of all time. Like, or not right of all time, but right now they have by far the best defensive rating. They have a 102.9, and that's gonna be really good going forward, especially if a guy like Middleton comes back. Also, I think that they have another trade target in their mind. They want to go for a wing, or they should probably, in my opinion, they should probably develop Marjan a little bit more, because I think that he's probably going to be perfect for that role. But again, we got to see what happens to really just, you know, what happens with them, because they already have a guy like Wes Matthews, but I do think that they need a bigger wing, which is why they've always been in the rumors for Jay Crowder. But in my opinion, I do think that Jay Crowder will not fit this team. However, that's a tangent. Overall, this team's offense hasn't been looking the best. You know, Grayson Allen is taking a down year. Javon Carter is actually not playing the best in offense right now, but I'm sure he'll, you know, bounce back. Bobby Portis is also taking another down year, but again, I do expect these guys to really just be a really good shooters when my boy Chris Middleton comes back. But yeah, let's just look at the defense again. So they are also one of the best defensive, like, they are grabbing damn near every single rebound, and they are not fouling as much, which is really great. Another thing is they're really just doing a lot on offense to not really, you know, cause the most fouls and the most turnovers, which makes them so that they're just not doing really rookie mistakes that they have last year. Now, one thing that I do want to talk about when it comes to the Milwaukee Bucks, they are not the fastest team in the NBA as they were, I think, a couple years ago. Yeah, where's the pace? Yeah, they were the 7th this year. For the Milwaukee Bucks, you always want them to have like a really good pace, especially with this year where they are in an NBA where, what's it called, the fast break fouls are now a thing, and you are not allowed to do that. If not, you're going to get, you know, that thing, the technical foul. Now, keep in mind, this is still Giannis without his second or third best player, depending on who you talk to. In my opinion, it's probably gonna be his third, or not second best player. Jrue Holiday is definitely solid, but you know, the true shooting percentage is off the radar in terms of how bad it is. But yeah, one thing about the Milwaukee Bucks is they're attempting a really good amount of threes, and they're not making them at the best clip. But you know, once they get to around their usual clip, it'll probably be really good going into the pretty much mid-season, to the point we're really still in the beginning of the season, because they've only played 5 games thus far. Let me check out their schedule, because I'm pretty sure they play the Detroit Pistons twice. Yes, yep, They do, and I'm pretty sure this is probably going to be some games where the Milwaukee Bucks may stat pad. They may lose a game. I'm not sure, but definitely they're going to put up some good stats against Detroit because they're not the best defensive team in the NBA. Not only that, but they have no way to guard Giannis. Yeah, they are kind of bad. But yeah, I think that if we're just talking about the MVP race, Giannis is a clear-cut #1, man. And honestly, there's not really much to really discuss, in my opinion. So right now, it's really just Giannis. I would say once Donovan Mitchell and where's my other boy at? Maybe Damian Lillard, actually. Donovan Mitchell, Damian Lillard, maybe even Nikola Jokic, but honestly, he's losing a lot of games. But a guy like Ja Morant, once these guys are starting to play a lot more, these guys have to really just keep up their production. Not only that, but keep up the wins, because I think that Damian Lillard and Ja Morant may be slipping a little bit in terms of the wins, but again, you never know. Now, that being said, Drew Holiday on this list is kind of ridiculous. Jason Tatum not being top 5 is kind of also ridiculous. But again, looking at it how it is, I think that Giannis definitely does have a clear cut because he's averaging the most points out of every guy except for Luka, as we can see here. He's doing it on 60% from the field. He's shooting like damn near 70% from 2, which if you guys know how much that means to this offense, bro, that means he's damn near just creating offense at a historic rate. Let's just pull up some stats, by the way. This means that every time that Giannis like takes a 2, there's a point per possession that is around 1.3, which would be a really, really great offense. If you had 100 possessions of that, you're averaging 130 points per game, which is what you want in the NBA. You know, you want to score the most. So yeah. So shout out Synergy Basketball, but this is essentially the effective efficiency amount volume scores based off of, you know, the possessions that they have and the amount of points that they're putting up at each possession. So essentially Giannis is top 3, and right now he's averaging a little bit more than these guys and a little like a very slight bit more than Ja Morant, but he's also like clear of pretty much everyone else on this list except for KD. The thing is, like, Giannis is doing this without his second best player, and he's doing this in a very, very, very mid offense from the Milwaukee Bucks. I think that this shows that Giannis does have the tools to really just be one of the best offensive engines, at least for the regular season. Yeah, in the playoffs, there's a good chance that this may change, but let's say this offensive production does keep going, especially when Chris Middleton gets here. This just means that the offense will just flow a lot more naturally. Not only that, but Giannis is just commanding these defenses at a rate that makes it so that these teams just can't guard the Milwaukee Bucks, even if Giannis is on the floor with just 5 random players. Giannis will just still find a way to just put a bucket on these guys' heads. Now, the thing is, I do expect this free throw percentage to go up from Giannis. He's a really slow starter from the NBA in terms of free throw percentage. Like, let's look at after this game. Wait, where's the one of they played the Dallas Mavericks early this season, and he went like really bad from the free throw line. But let's just look like right here, essentially. Yeah, so essentially after the first couple of games, he really just does like go on fire in terms of the free throw line. So I expect him to really just, you know, get comfortable a little bit more, and then he's gonna average a lot more free throws, and it could even be traced all the way back here. So yeah, I do expect him to really just average a lot more free throws in terms of just pure percentage. And yeah, I do expect that to happen. It also happened this season, so don't really get too worried about that. But yeah, let's check out some film, why don't we? Hey, honestly, this is a Giannis type play from my boy Brook Lopez. He's able to recover from right here from DeJounte Murray, actually making the really, really nice move of giving it to Clint Capella. Keep in mind, if this is like a regular center, bro, that's like easy dunk for Clint. This dude is able to recover, make the play. Very, very Giannis-esque of game 4 of the Milwaukee Bucks finals run. Pretty cool. And right here, let me just pull it back up. He's just making the right read. Essentially what happened was a pick and roll. This dude DeJounte Murray is obviously going to the basket. Brook Lopez is reading it pretty well, actually, and he's going to make the smart move. Keep in mind, he only got 2 blocks this game, and we're going to see a lot more blocks later on. And speaking of blocks, Brook Lopez had 6 this game. We're probably only going to look at a couple because I want to look at Giannis more specifically and more so the defense. But yeah, let's just look at some of these blocks and let's just see how they ended up happening. Also, this dude, Ben Simmons, did a really weird move right there. I don't get why he did that. I guess he likes doing really weird moves, I guess. I don't know. So because my boy Brook Lopez is dropping so low on a Claxton screen, especially when the Brooklyn Nets do struggle a lot with floor spacing when it comes to Ben Simmons and Nicholas Claxton, while they're both are on the floor right now, it really just does lead them to really be a hindrance on the offense. And when a guy like Jevon Carter is pretty much taped to the hip of Joe Harris, he only has one move right now, and that's just a blow by Jevon Carter. And right now, Brook Lopez is taking essentially the assignment of both him and Joe Harris. So right now he's making a really good move of actually just keeping up with both of them before he actually makes his decision. And Joe Harris obviously makes the decision to go for the layup, and Brook Lopez kind of reads it perfectly, and he's able to get one of the best blocks that he could have gotten. Also on the same possession, he gets another one from KD. Like, he's really just him. I don't get it. I don't know how that counted as a block, but I guess they wanted it to. Also, that was a really nice chase down block from him. The fact that he's moving this well at the age of what, 33 is really good for the Milwaukee Bucks, man. Now right now I actually haven't watched this, but oh wow, he actually did recover from that really well. I did not know that. But yeah, I think that's the last one. So yeah, we're just gonna get into Giannis right now, or the defense, whichever one. So right now, these are Giannis's efficiency charts, and right now you can obviously see something that's very concerning. Is right now it's the mid-range. Right now, I'm not really too concerned about that because I do think that he's probably gonna, catch his stuff up. But one thing I do want to notice, or want you guys to notice at least, that he's taking a ferocious amount of stuff within 5 feet. Not only that, but he's scoring 80% of it, and that's the reason why he's shooting 65% around the 2-point range. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Not only that, but most of these are unassisted. See, normally I would pull up the stats and all that stuff, but right now I'm just getting blue screen right now. And yeah, I think I'll probably just gonna end the video off right here. But I do want to say, at least when we look at Giannis's very ferocious kind of start to the season, it's very key to notice that he's one of the best finishers in the NBA. And right now, once the jumper starts hitting a little bit more, because even last year he was definitely a lot better from pretty much this whole range. As we're gonna, yeah, like around here. Actually, let me just hold on. Let me just restart the page. All right, so we can clearly see, his percentage from over here, and his percentage last year. Excuse me. It's definitely a lot better, especially on some of these jump shots. He's definitely taking a lot more, and he's definitely making it at a better clip than what that really was just saying. And overall, I do think that his jump shots and all that stuff is definitely going to hit a lot more. We see the hook shot, we see, the jump shot isn't necessarily there, but jump shot or the hook shot, bank shot, alley-oop, and pretty much everything else. A lot of these are pretty much describing a lot of the stuff that's up there, but pretty much most of these are a lot of the hook shots, the pretty much back to the basket type of shots that Giannis does take within the ranges. And even like the fadeaway, I think that the fadeaway is somewhere around here. Yeah, he's not shooting the best from it, but from at least from near the basket, he does shoot like a decent percentage from it. So yeah, it's gonna be Nehemiah, aka Neo, and I hope you guys are having a great one. And tell me who you guys' MVP pick is so far, and who do you think is the best team in the NBA? Because I think it's the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis Antetokounmpo.